Let's bring in Fox News contributor and former acting ICE director Tom Homan to talk more about this now. So similar flights occurred in the Trump administration, also occurred in the Obama administration. What's different about this time?
It's the vast numbers. Look, the Biden administration already released over 120,000 children. The other big difference is the vetting, as the senator just noted. The vetting is much less under this administration than the Trump administration. For instance, when a child's going to be released to a sponsor, it's usually a parent or relative. We would not only vet that sponsor, but everybody in that household to make sure there wasn't a child predator, a sex offender, or a gang member. But the Biden administration is in such a hurry to release people because they don't have the optics of a crisis, so they speed up their release. They cut that vetting way down, only on the sponsor and just a part of the sponsor vetting. So it doesn't surprise me that a couple weeks ago, the administration come out and said they lost track of 1/3 of the children released in this country. Now, if 120,000 was a number, that's the last number I looked at a month ago. That's 40,000 children unaccounted for. They don't know where they are. The sponsors aren't responding. The child's not responding, which puts great concern of where these children are. Are they in danger? Are they in some sort of sexual predator status? Are they being forced labor? This is a serious concern, and this administration has not taken the proper steps to protect these children.
As we were here in the studio watching the briefing there at the White House, you said that this is basically what they're doing, flying these children in, is the next to last step in a human smuggling operation.
Yeah. Look, most of these kids are being released to parents or relatives who paid an alien smuggling organization to smuggle a child. That's a felony. But now they don't have to pay to get the child smuggled to the border because the Biden administration is going to give them the rest away. They're going to deliver them to the very people who pay the cartels to smuggle them in most circumstances. And I've said many times, the Biden administration is the first president or secretary that I know of that's actively facilitating cross-border crime, human trafficking, child trafficking, sex trafficking, because they're making that last step to make it happen.
Yeah, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is looking at this from afar because most of these children are being released in New York State, Connecticut, and New Jersey. But a spokesman for DeSantis saying if the Biden administration is so confident that their open border policy is good for our country, why the secrecy? I think there are probably a lot of political leaders who are asking that question, but do they have any recourse in terms of what the federal government is doing here?
Look, we got to sue. I've been involved in the state of Texas. I filed more affidavits suing this president than I did in my entire career. We're 3-0 in Texas, and we'll keep suing them. But let's be clear on what we call children. First of all, 70% of these children are the age of 16 and 17. Also, they're not always who they claim to be. When I was ICE director, we did Operation Matador in New York on Long Island. We arrested just short of 500 gang members, many MS-13. 42% of those gang members came into this country as an unaccompanied alien child. So this is much deeper and much more dangerous than what the administration is letting out it is.
Let me also, Tom, while you're here, get some quick thoughts, if you could, about Chris Magnus, who is the president's nominee to run Customs and Border Protection. He's on the Hill today having his nomination hearing. He was the police chief in Tucson, currently is. You've dealt with him in the past. Your thoughts?
Terrible choice. It's an excellent choice for the Biden administration because they support open borders and they've decapitated ICE. They don't believe there should be any interior immigration enforcement. So great selection for them, but not a great selection for the laws of this country and the enforcement laws of this country. He supports sanctuary cities. When I was the ICE director, he refused to work with ICE agents and ICE officers in Tucson. Matter of fact, ordered his officers not to assist us. Even though his police officers want to assist us because they know 9 out of 10 of people ICE arrest are criminals. And we're going to take them out of the neighborhood and deport them, which makes that city safer. But Magnus seems to claim, well, I'm protecting immigrant communities by not cooperating with ICE. No, when you release a criminal, illegal alien to the street, they're going to reoffend in the very community in which they live. So the immigrant community is at greater risk of crime.
Chad Wolf is concerned that he doesn't have the overall experience to run a big department like that. So we'll see. I'm sure he's likely to get confirmed. Tom, great to see you today.
Thanks for having me, man.
Appreciate it. Sandra?